Last year, Ford brought the next generation Everest here in the Philippines. Its arrival meant that this iconic SUV will have features that are rooted in the needs of its customers. Hi, this is Paulo Papa from Carmudi, Philippines, and today we're going to take a look at the next generation Ford Everest. Right here at the front is a beautiful chrome grille, which actually separates the titanium variant from other grades. The Sport variant, for example, has a black chrome grille, while the Trend has a body-colored one. Okay? Right here you have the iconic Ford badge with a camera, of course. The grille is flanked by LED matrix headlamps, which is specific for the 4x4 titanium variant. It is bordered by C-clamp type LED daytime running lamps, and right below you have LED front fog lamps. And further below, you've got two tow hooks. Further to the side, you have a continuation of its chrome elements. Right here, chrome on the side mirror with repeaters. Of course, there's a 360-degree camera. Also, you have bi-turbo badging, titanium badging. There are also chrome elements on the huge stepboard, here on the door handles, and also on the window panel. Additional notable features are its roof rails and this two-tone 20-inch alloy wheels. Here at the back, you have a roof-mounted spoiler with an integrated third brake lamp. You have a pair of LED headlights. You have Everest badging that we can describe as being encased in a crystal case. You also have cameras here at the rear. You have titanium badging, 4x4 badging. What's special about this is a power liftgate, which, by the way, gives you access to 199 liters of cargo space with the third row seats folded up. But when folded down, they extend to 537 liters. To fold the seats back up, you just have to press these buttons again, which, by the way, this feature is specific only to the 4x4 titanium variant of the next generation Ford Everest. Other variants, on the other hand, only have manual folding third row seats. Now, let's look at the inside. So inside the next generation Everest are a host of leather elements that are befitting of its top-of-the-line status in the variant hierarchy. Past the steering wheel, which has controls for cruise control and media, you'll find a digital instrument cluster. Beside it is a 12-inch infotainment system. Through the infotainment system, you can also check and control some of the vehicle settings, like vehicle power down timer, rear occupant alert, key detection alert, park clock control, and most importantly, remote start setup. You can remotely turn on and turn off your vehicle simply by downloading the Ford Pass app. Below it are dials to control the dual zone air conditioning system. And while I pretty much like the dials here because you can easily control the air conditioning by feel while still looking on the road, there are still digital controls which can be found on the screen. Right below it is a wireless charger. There are also charging ports for USB-A and Type-C connectors. And while we're in the topic of USB connections, the next generation Ford Everest has provisions to power a dash cam. And surprisingly, it has a dedicated slot for fries. Beside the dedicated French fries holder is what we can only describe as a mouse-like gear shifter. We say mouse-like because it has a manual mode, but you can only push the upshift and the downshift button using your thumb. So it pretty much functions like a mouse. Beside it are two cup holders. You have your electronic parking brake, buttons for automatic parking, traction control, and a button to activate the off-road features of the next generation Ford Everest. Beside it is a knob for your drive mode selectors. So from here, if you twist it clockwise, you'll activate normal, eco, tow, slippery, mud, and sand. You also have buttons to activate 2H, 4H, and 4L. Since this is the 4x4 titanium variant, it does come with 4x4 specific features, which you can check here in the infotainment system. Things like hill descent control and a rear locking differential, which will put power on the two rear wheels to help you get out of muds and ruts. Right above the rear differential display is a front-facing camera that will help you maneuver through tough terrains. It can help you see rocks and other obstacles that might damage the underside of the SUV. Additionally, you can change the camera angle so you can look at the rear, or if you're towing something, there's a specific camera angle for that. The next generation Ford Everest also has handlebars on all pillars to help passengers get in and outside of the vehicle. Now we're on the second row seats of the next generation Ford Everest. Here you will find features like the panoramic sunroof. You also have reading lights, rear air conditioning vents with controls that can be found here. There are also charging ports for the second row occupants, which mirror the ports that can be found at the front. So they are a USB-A and a Type-C connector. And you also have a 230 volt socket right here. That means you can charge your laptops and other gadgets that you usually charge at home. In terms of playroom, the second row seats is pretty generous. I am 5'7". This is my optimal driving position. And with it, I still have a lot of knee room, headroom, and elbow room. I can say you can easily fit 3 full-size adults at the second row seats. Now that we're done checking the exterior and interior appointments of the next generation Ford Everest, let's take it out for a spin. Driving the next gen Ford Everest makes you feel safe while on the road. It has a very planted posture, and at the same time, body roll when cornering is very minimized. As for power and acceleration, the next generation Ford Everest is surprisingly fast. Probably that's because of its 2-liter bi-turbo diesel engine that makes 207 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. The engine is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission with manual mode, as we mentioned earlier, compared to the 4x2 Titanium variant, which only has a 6-speed automatic transmission. This 4x4 Titanium variant is kind of a lot better in terms of fuel economy. Speaking of which, the next generation Ford Everest clocks in at 10.7 kilometers per liter in the city. In the highway, it does even better with 13 to 16 kilometers per liter. The next generation Ford Everest boasts good NVH levels, which means that even on busy roads, it can be real quiet in the cabin. Vibration and harshness is kept at the very minimum. That means that if you go through potholes, as long as it's not super deep, you won't be able to feel it inside the cabin. If you got kids sleeping at the back, then that wouldn't be a problem. In terms of braking, the next generation Ford Everest has some serious stopping power thanks to its ventilated discs up at the front and at the rear. The next generation Ford Everest comes with a suite of safety features like airbags, ABS with EBD, ESP with traction control system and electric brake booster, hill launch assist and rollover mitigation, hill descent control, electric parking brake, security alarm system, a front and rear parking sensor, and a 360-degree camera. The next generation Ford Everest has a starting price of $1.799 million. Now that's for the Trend variant. For this titanium 4x4 variant, the price tag is 2,525,000 pesos. Now, the titanium 4x4 variant for me is reasonably priced. Granted that it comes with advanced technological and safety features compared to other SUVs on the market today. But what do you guys think? Is the next generation Ford Everest titanium 4x4 variant deserving of a 2.5 million price tag? Let us know in the comment section. So there you have it, our review of the next generation Ford Everest. So what do you think? Does this SUV fit your budget and your motoring needs? Tell us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our social media and YouTube pages. Again, this is Paolo Papa from Carmudi, Philippines, and we'll see you on the next episode.